Hello and welcome to something slightly different for these videos. This is the Games Workshop or Citadel, Warhammer, Horus Heresy and Deimos pattern Rhino for the Legionis Astartes army. I just figured, well, you know, the IPMS show, I've seen Warhammer stuff on display, you know, and also in the magazine, and I figured, well, if it's good enough for the IPMS, then I can include it in these videos. And again, it might serve the same purpose. Now, I'm only going to do this one for now, and also I've got to wait quite a time if I was going to wait for any feedback, because this is still March of 2023. And you're viewing it in 2024, so there might be some more. Just depends what I get and as and when. But yes, so we'll start with the box art as always. You've got a photograph of the miniature itself, the model. It's got a plastic kit in it, isn't it? You've got some of the Space Marines behind it. You've got this is called a Dreadnought. There's a Space Marine there. Some various dropship aircraft type things coming in, and a cityscape. So really nicely sort of placed here. It looks like it's on the move. They've edited the photo somewhat to really give it the look of a vehicle in action. Quite effective. You've got the fire going on. It's obviously lots of destruction going on around, and the armoured personnel carrier here is obviously moving in to deliver its cargo. So yeah, it's quite exciting artwork. Could it be better? Box art. Could it be better as a painting? I don't actually know. I've not seen too many painting artworks for Games Workshop products of recent. These do a lot of them now with more photographs of the models. I suppose to help show you what you get. On the reverse, you get colour suggestions. We're not going to go into the full history of it, but each one of these is different. Basically, the Space Marines, there's different ones, several different colour schemes to do for different. In the same way, I guess, that if you take the basic real world infantryman, or infantry person these days, of course, then the equipment might be different, because if you go World War II, you're British, we've got Lee Enfield, Americans like a Garand or something, Germans Kart 98, modded Nugget for the Soviets, so on and so forth. But it's still a person in a uniform, helmet, rifle, grenades of some sort. But the Germans obviously at one point wore grey, we wore khaki green. The Americans had more of an olive drab. You get a follow on that one. So basic stuff, but different colours. The same sort of thing going on. And you get the different options you've got. You get a preview of the transfer sheet. That would be nice to see on some other kits. Right, let's open it up. It's a side loading. What I like about this is you open it up. There's a tray. Okay. So, first of the instructions, so we'll have a look at those. As always, I don't think there's a history of the Rhino. No, it's just your basic don't eat the kit. You have a instruction of the picture again down here. So, images taken from, and this is something a lot of modern kits do, images taken from the CAD work. So first off, you put two halves of the side together, then your entry door, so there's your inner door, there's your outer door going on. Do the same thing for the other side. Then it's the rear ramp and the floor as a whole. Again, those two halves go together. The strengthening bulkhead that's got some detail in there, going in there. The top piece going on. Started some of the tracks there, Lincoln length style. Some more tracks going on that side. And then the same to the other side from the tracks, and the hatch going in as well. Driver's window going on the front. Exhausts going around the edge. There is actually a real world armoured vehicle that's been converted to look like one of these. This is called a Rhino. I think I've mentioned that earlier. Not this style. There's two styles of Rhino, but not this style. There's not the because yes. So for the science fiction part of Warhammer, there's two different main settings. There's one set in the 41st millennium, and one set in set 10,000 years later. Earlier. Which is sort of weird because it's kind of a historical setting for the game. So obviously, it started out with that one set in the 41st millennium, but yeah, they've done this one to explain some of the backstory, as it were. And the whole game's come off it, a whole novel series, all sorts of really cool stuff. If you're into it. This represents the older type of vehicle, basically. But I'll drop a picture in of the F3432 that's been converted into looking like one of these Rhinos at the end. So a real world vehicle does exist. Guards get over the tracks, the other door going in. Little steps to help them get in and out. Top hatch. Cupolas. Running lights going on. As you can see, it's quite a simple construction, which is good because obviously wargamers will want to get it on the table fairly quickly, and also it's got an accessible tank, for the first starter as well, this sort of thing. So you get different weapon options here. You get missile, anti-tank missile, smoke launchers, a searchlight to go on. There's looks like the Bockard cutters if you're familiar with the Shermans and that sort of thing. Pintle mounted, called a combi bolter, so it's basically two machine guns, big heavy machine guns to go on top. We can have a missile launcher to go on one side and heavy machine guns on the other. It's probably starting to get into it as the sci-fi weaponry. This is like the multi-motor basically fires a very hot beam of energy that is designed to melt through armour and that sort of thing. It's supposed to look a bit like a flamethrower, but not a flamethrower. There are flamethrowers as well. This is more of a direct, a focused energy beam that comes out. Or you can have the heavy bolt, which that'd be your sort of heavy machine gun type. So yeah, I suppose if you like that sort of more like a pintle mounted. I'm trying to think now, something like a Bren or something like that. Yeah, I suppose like if you imagine a Bren gun carrier, well, that's what you know, a carrier with a Bren gun in it, and then there was a version of the Vickers machine gun. That'd be the Vickers. That'd be the Bren. That's basic easiest terms I could put it in. They're very understandable for a wider audience. You get chap to put in there. This is one of the Space Marine chapters. At time of recording, I believe he's the only Mark II Marine, because there's different marks of this armour, 1 through to, is it 10 now? I think it might be 10, Mark 10 armour. Yeah, but this is the only Mark II plastic Mark II. These are cerebral resin. It's the only plastic one available at the time of recording. Fitting your weapons or putting the trap in, you can't have necessarily have both. If you want a missile launcher, you can't have both. And you can have closed hatch. But basically decide which one you want to build before you start. Like a Glock kit, like a lot of kits, so you can choose the right options. So you see there's different ways of building. So you can have some binoculars, so he's scouring ahead, looking for trouble maybe to keep his vehicle safe. But yes, that's the instructions. We'll have a quick look at the parts. So, what do we have? We have this sprue. So the detail's quite nice on them. Quite chunky. But that fits the aesthetic of the setting. It's a bit each up, there's the shoulder pads, and yeah, it's very much like the old knights. I found it very much fantasy sci-fi. As in, yeah, like it's not far removed from a more fantastical realm, like a bit more akin to Lord of the Rings, I suppose, if you like. There's the top. Alright, so that's the top of the. Got these little antennas at the back. Okay, these side doors. Stuff. And then here's the two halves of the hard side. There's your tracks or exhausts, bulkhead and everything. Inside, so you can post and door hatches open and stuff, so you can actually see inside and paint a few bits in there if you wanted to. So yes, it's an armoured personnel carrier. Right, so next is on to the transfers. Excuse me, I'm just going to blow my nose. Right. Here's the transfer sheet comes with it. So these are two different sets of those Space Marines. That's the Imperial Fists, that's their symbol there. That's the yellow ones on the box. And this is the Sons of Horus, so you've got some goodies and some baddies depending on your point of view. These fight to protect mankind, and these want to sort of set the galaxy on fire. That's their little tagline thing. Remember, we're in a fantasy setting. But yes, the transfers look very nice. They are incredibly thin. Look at that. Incredibly thin. Good quality transfers. I'd be interested to see how they react to Microsoft, because I do have another set here, which is pertinent because this is how I'd like to try and do all the kit reviews if I can. But this is going to be for my 40k army. So you can use these in 40k quite easy because it's the same size as the standard one. But I'll do one of the baddies. These are the arm warriors, this is their symbol. And they're more of a, because there's gods involved, the people in the human empire believe the guy that was leading them to a brighter future, known as the Emperor, and they believe he's now a god. He always said he wasn't a god, but they now believe he's a god. He's not in a very good way. He's been kept alive in his big throne, his big golden throne. He's been kept alive by machines, basically, as on life support, pending a time when he might return, maybe. But that was 10,000 years ago where he first got put in that, so you know it's sort of a bit touch and go on that one. So you'd have the ones that were more into the with the evil gods, the dark gods, the four of them. These guys are on that side, but they're more traitors as opposed to heretics, is what they get called. It's very leans very much into that more fantasy setting, as I say. It's sort of very high fantasy as opposed to true sci-fi, as it were, I suppose. But anyway, they like to make big use of hazard stripes, these guys, so when it came to the Rhino, I was like, oh, I'm not sure where to put them and what to do, and you could do some for the top door, and it was suggested, could you use these are designed for either banners or top hats for a Rhino, so I was like, yeah, we could do that. But yes, these are, again, really nice looking. I'm looking forward to seeing how these react to the Marcosol on top of the Rhino. But yeah, you get quite a lot there for you, all your little infantry guys as well, loads of markings. Okay, so that's what I plan to do
with my one.
Okay, so with that, I hope you've enjoyed this look at something a bit different. And I'm sorry I had to. That's the Imperial Fist colour, the yellow one. That's this on the Horus there. I had to sort of explain that bits of the lore just so you get a bit more context as to what you're looking at. But overall, I hope that's been enjoyable. So thank you for watching. Take care, stay safe and be well. And next week we'll be back with something a bit more in keeping, back to aviation and the real world. I hope to see you there. Right, bye for now.